Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 428-40. Savyapakatayatmanam Vyatiriktatayatmane Vidvan swapna evamarusha Shakchinam viviraramaha Saha King Malayadwaja Vyapakataya, by all pervasiveness, Atmanam, the Super Soul, Vyatiriktataya, by differentiation, Atmani, in his own self, with one, perfectly educated, Swapne, in a dream, Eva, like, Amarsha, of deliberation, Shakshinam, the witness, Virarama, became indifferent. Certainly. Translation: King Malayadwaja attained perfect knowledge by being able to distinguish the Super Soul from the individual soul. The individual soul is localized, whereas the Super Soul is all pervasive. He became perfect in knowledge that the material body is not the soul, but the soul is the witness of the material body. King Malayadwaja attained perfect knowledge by being able to distinguish the Super Soul from the individual soul. The individual soul is localized, whereas the Super Soul is all pervasive. He became perfect in knowledge that the material body is not the soul, but the soul is the witness of the material body. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The conditioned soul is often frustrated in trying to understand the distinction between the material body, the Super Soul, and the individual soul. There are two types of Mayavadi philosophers, the followers of the Buddhist philosophy and the followers of Sankara philosophy. The followers of Buddha do not recognize that there is anything beyond the body. The followers of Sankara conclude that there is no separate existence of Paramatma, the Super Soul. The Sankarites believe that the individual soul is identical with Paramatma in the ultimate analysis. But the Vaishnava philosopher who is perfect in knowledge knows that the body is made of the external energy and that the Super Soul, the Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is sitting within the individual soul, sitting with the individual soul and is distinct from him. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 13.3, Kshetra gyam cha apimam viddhi sarva kshetreshu bharata kshetra kshetra gyayo jnanam yat tat jnanam matam mama. Oskyana Bharata, you should know, you should understand that I am also the knower in all the bodies. To understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. That is my opinion. The body is taken to be the field and the individual soul is taken to be the worker in that field. Yet there is another who is known as Super Soul, who along with the individual soul simply witnesses. The individual soul works and enjoys the fruits of the body, whereas the Super Soul simply witnesses the activities of the individual soul, but does not enjoy the fruits of those activities. The Super Soul is present in every field of activity, whereas the individual soul is present in his one localized body. King Malayadwaja attained this perfection of knowledge and was able to distinguish between the soul and the super soul, and the soul and the material body. Om Jnanatimmirandasya Gnanam Jnana Shlakaya Chakshuzanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Satpitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Gadamam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutabada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sakajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Saji Sadvidam Shavadutam Parijanam Sritam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Isyam Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sthita Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namaram Vishnu Badaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are continuing our Srimad Bhagavatam class 428-40. Thank you very much for coming on. So here today the perfect position of Malayadwaja is explained. So if a person is advanced in spiritual life, so that's a symptom. Just like if you have fever, that's a symptom. Head is hot, you don't feel well, correct? Or if you are a rich man, there's symptoms, correct? If you are a poor man, there's symptoms, right? So everybody has got their external symptoms. So here, Malayadwaja, he became a pure devotee. So what is the symptom of that? Is explained here. That he distinguishes between the soul and the super soul. So this is a very important point to understand that the super soul and the soul are in this body. Practically many people don't know there is a soul in the body. As is explained here, they think that they are the body. Yes? And Prabhupada, he gives a class usually to the Western world. He says very simply, what do you say? You say, my head, my hand, my leg, correct? But he never say, I head, I hand, I leg. Simple logic. Yes? So what the difference between I head and my head? That means somebody is owning this head, correct? If we say I had, something wrong with you. Nobody speaks like that, correct? If you say I head, there is something wrong. So my head. So there is a owner for this head, correct? Yes? Another simple example he gives that the boy is crying, his father has passed away. Oh, my father is gone, my father is... You know, your father is there, his head is there, his body is there, every day. What is gone? No, you don't know my father is gone. What is gone? Everything is there. Yes? Correct? So Prabhupada was giving all these simple examples, simple logical examples to wake us up, to understand that we are not the, and we are inside this body and we own things. At the same time when we leave the body, then the body is there, but we are not there. See? So he is trying to give simple example to make distinction about the soul. Because we don't understand the soul, then we cannot understand the super soul. That's not possible. You understand? So you need to know the soul. That's why Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, first thing he did is to explain about the... You're right? The first verse he says, Dehinosmin yata dehe. You all know this, correct? Yes? Yes or not? This famous verse everybody knows. So the soul goes from boyhood to youth to old age, and then when he dies he goes to another body. Yes? So this is very important, because if we don't know we are the soul, then we cannot understand spiritual life. That is not possible. Like here, Prabhupada gave two examples. One group understand that actually the many schools, this Buddhist school, they accept some energy in the body that transmigrate. They don't say soul. Very important. Why they don't say soul? The Buddhists, you talk to them, they say that the soul, that is not the soul. It is the energy that goes. It reincarnates. They don't use the word soul for it. Why? Why? Huh?
Maybe they believe in soul emerging.
The soul what? Burn the soul?
They believe in
Merging. No, the Buddhists don't believe in merging. The Buddhists don't believe in merging. They say the soul not the soul, they don't use the word, the energy, it reincarnates. And then it merges into the void. It becomes nothing. This is the Buddhist philosophy. So why don't they say soul? A question. That's the point. If you understand soul, then you must say there's a super soul. They don't believe in God. You understand? Their philosophy is no God. You understand or not? Huh? But when you say soul, then you must accept the super soul. Yes? You follow? So they don't speak. No, the energy. Because they deny the Vedas. The Buddhists, they deny the Vedic. They don't follow. So the other group, they accept that there is a soul. But they say that you and the super soul are one. This is the Mayavad. In other words, you are one with God. So you see, you understand, Prabhupada is explaining here. So here, though both classes are not perfect, one who don't identify the soul is not perfect. The one who says that he is going to join with God and become God, that is also not perfect. Why? why you can join with God and become God, why not correct? One, I have explained, if you say soul means you have to accept God, they deny. If you merge into God and become God, is it possible? Is it possible? What do you think? Why? Why not possible? They give the example. Water coming and it join in the ocean is all mixed up. They give example. Actually, they give the example of the pot. When you break the pot, air inside join with the sky. Correct? No? So the soul is trapped in this body. When you break the body, it joins with God and it becomes God.
But they also say that it takes another life, right?
What?
They also say that it takes another life. Next life.
Well, that transmigration is there. No, they are talking about perfection. They join with God. Reincarnation is another thing. Buddhists also reincarnate. That's another subject. But they join with. So how you accept this philosophy? Sounds right, isn't it? Yes? Yeah? Correct? Well, you see, he agrees. What about you? You agree? Yes? So he is also agreeing. See how philosophy, what about you women, you agree? Yes? Yes? You become one with God. Yes? You agree? You don't agree? Looks a bit confusing, everybody is. That's why Mayavad Bhas says Sunile Sarvanash. If you hear this Mayavad, you can become what? You understand?
Yes,
So,
yesterday, just yesterday only Mani Mataji, her brother posted, asked her this argument, she was confused. Instead of pot, they use the example of paper. So this is a big paper, and then if there is one circle here, big circle, one small circle, one different sizes. So like that, we are all like demigods, we all Krishna, everybody different sizes of circle. So that area inside that circle is now limited. So when that Maya, this circumference of circle is broken, then this area makes with the full paper, one with the paper.
see? Same.
And she got confused.
Confused, you see? Correct? Understand? Confusing. That's why Mayavad Bhasa is very confusing, bewildering. And everybody like to become God. That's another thing. You understand? So you see how Krishna very quickly, first he said the soul goes from body to body, yes? Correct? And very immediately, you know what he says? Immediately he says this. Very important, you should take note. That is 16 or what? Wow, what is this? 13? 12, 12. Okay, please take note. Before even he speak about the body, he said this, the first line. Natva avaham jaturnasham, natva nime janadipa, na chaiva na bhavishyamaha, savavayam yataha param. What is the meaning of this? Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any one of us cease to be. What's the meaning of this verse? What do you understand by this verse? If you don't understand, never mind. I am here to explain. Huh?
There is no death for the soul.
Oh, no death for the soul. Very good. What else? What do you understand? I think I need to clear this, because if I speak big philosophy and this basic you don't know, then they are confused. You understand? Because our whole idea is to train you all to become preachers, That anybody gives any crazy argument, you should know how to answer them. You follow? I can speak, from 11, 12, 13, 15 canto, whatever. Then to ask basic question, you are confused. Correct? Yes or not? So she is saying that the soul exists. Very good. Not wrong. It's good. What else you understand? What do you understand? Tell me. You don't understand, you just say, I didn't understand. No problem. It's a valid answer.
The soul cannot be cut or burned.
Oh, the soul cannot be cut or burned. But this verse doesn't say that. She said the soul exists, yes? That's the answer. That's valid, yes? What else? What about you? You said that merging now. Tell me. Huh?
All times.
What?
Krishna is present all the time.
Krishna is present all the time. Yeah, that's a fact. Huh? Alright, take note, please. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you. Nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any one of us cease to be. In other words, you cannot merge into God and disappear, lose your individuality. You understand this point? At no point of a time you will be missing God, merged, mixed up. There is no such thing. You will always retain your individuality. Is it clear? You understand? In other words, this philosophy of merging, and just now I said, right? You merge and you mix with the air and everything is finished, right? It doesn't work. Or you go into another example, you go into the ocean, the river, all river go into the ocean and merged, finished. No. At any point of time, Krishna said, past, present, future. He used the word here, future. Yes? That means you will always be an eternal individual soul. Is it clear?
Prabhupada was saying that even though it looks like merging, let's say the water is merging, right? This river is merging into the ocean. But if you look closely, everything is an individual water molecule.
Everything what?
It's an individual water molecule.
Yeah.
It looks like it's merging, but it's not. It's all individual.
It's a fact, This guy, they want to merge everything anyway.
He said you cannot compare this more than example also.
These mergerologists, what do you call them? Mergerologists. Yeah? So therefore, we have to first understand, this is the first verse actually, before even Dehi knows me, Krishna put this point there. You will always be you. Finish. Is that clear? I make it very simple. You cannot at any point of a time disappear. And if you are individual, okay, let's say you merge with God, you will still have your individuality. That's why it says if you move to Brahman and merge into the light, you hang around there, and the moment you desire some activity, you fall down again. If you are merged up completely, then how you can fall down? Cannot fall down. Yes? Is it clear? So these mergeologists, it doesn't work. You follow? Their philosophy is that you become one with God, you become God. That you cannot work, because Krishna says you will retain your individuality, I retain my individuality. What is the difference? There's a big difference between us and God. Understand? We, as Krishna then explained, our size is what? What is our size? What? Tip of the hair? No, no. They're more smaller than tip of the hair. You must know. What is the size? Quiet. I ask the ladies. They must know this thing. I mean, what is the size? You tell me. If you don't know the size, no breakfast for you. Huh? What is the size of the soul? Tell me. Where one at a time? Who want to volunteer first? What is the size of the soul? You don't know? You cut the hair, tip of the hair 100 times and then? Huh? That's the size? Okay, some more? What's the size? You don't know. Hare Krishna. I think I better stop these big classes and I better concentrate on these small classes. Right? Very important. You must know this in the fingertips, the size. Right? Where's the verse? 17? Huh? No, I think in 17 is there, no? 217? Remember, huh? Because it's Bhagavad Gita, so you should know, huh? Very important. A basic philosophy. Alright, here, you see in the purport, I want you to read. Can you read this? You read? When the upper point, can you read?
When the upper point of man is divided into 100 parts, again each of such part is further divided into 100 parts. Each of such part is a measurement of the dimensions. So similar to the same.
So you know now what is the size? Huh? 1 10,000. One what? Tip of the hair. One, you take your tip of the hair, you look, and you cut that to 1 10,000. That is the size of the soul. Clear? Clear? Huh? Sanskrit will confuse them now. This is Sanskrit, I mean for him is good, but for you, never mind, you just remember this. 1 what? 1 10,000? Alright, so now we go to the size of the soul. 297 is it? 297? Super soul? So now you know the size of the soul? 1? Very good. Where, you know size of the soul? Very good. You know now? Very good. So now we go to the size of the super soul. Right? 297? 228?
First thing you have to cut the hair.
What?
First thing you have to cut the hair.
Who said?
So if you want to know the size of the soul, you have to cut the hair.
The woman don't cut hair.
So they cannot
Okay,
know the
now,
size.
can you understand now? Now we are talking about the super soul. Others conceive of the personality of Godhead residing within the body in the region of a heart. So the Lord is sitting where? Where is the Lord sitting? Heart. Is he sitting in the brain? This also you must know. He is not sitting in any part of the body. Where is he sitting? Heart. You follow? Sometimes you are confused. Maybe he is sitting in the brain. Huh? He is only sitting where? In the heart. In the? Okay. Remember, he is sitting in the and measuring only 8 inches with 4 hands, carrying a lotus, wheel, club, a wheel, chariot, a conch shell and a club respectively. So he is sitting in the heart and measuring how much? You measuring how much? So you see the difference between the super soul and the soul. So logically speaking, can you become one with God and become God? Huh? Can? Can? Cannot. So you become God, one God, can? Yeah? Can? So you please take note, please write down. This one you refer, okay? You write down and refer. 2:17, purport of the Bhagavad Gita, and 2:28. Next time bring some paper and pen. Not just cooking a spoon and you have to know this, okay? So now you know that the soul and the size of the super soul, and you cannot merge with God. You can merge with Him, but you will retain your individuality. You cannot become God. Is it clear? At no time Krishna said past, present or future you can edit. No time you can become God. So this philosophy that has been propagated, it is called Mayavadam. Mayavad philosophy, they say that you become one with God and you become God. Then you ask, why I am not becoming God now? Because now you forget. The argument. They say now you forget. But when you go and merge with Him, then you will remember everything. This is nonsense philosophy. Understand? When you are God, can you forget you are God? Does it ever happen God forgets? Huh? This is nonsense. You understand? Is it clear? Huh? Clear? Clear? Alright. So now explaining this point, that you and God are sitting in the, not only you, God is also with you, as called Paramatma. Understand? You understand this? Are you following? So you are not there alone. You are always with God. He is accompanying us all the time. We take so many births. He is always with us. You understand? He is coming with us for millions and millions of births we are taking. He is with us all the time. You follow? Huh? That's why the example is given, I think it's 2:22, is it? So just for your thing, I think it's 2:22. You see here, you please take note now. Here in this purport, it's in the Mukunda Upanishad as well as Sesvatara Upanishad. Compare the soul and the super soul to two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. You understand? So the super soul and the soul, they are sitting in the region of the heart together. Okay? One of the bird, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other bird, Krishna, is simply watching his friend. Are you seeing this now? although they are in same quality, one is captivated by the fruits of the material tree, while the other is simply witnessing the activity of his friend. Krishna is the witnessing bird and Arjuna is the eating bird. Two examples is given here now. Is it clear now? What the job of the soul and the super soul? One is trying to enjoy the body and the other, the super soul, is acting as witness. He is witnessing and he is doing another thing. He is permitting. Two things he does. He is witnessing all our activities and he is permitting. Understand? That is the role of God. And we are praying, please give me this, give me that. And then Krishna is avoiding. You follow? That just this is the role of God inside the body. So therefore, he is our dearmost friend because he is accompanying us all the time. But we cannot see. We cannot see these things. You see, he is sitting in our heart. Can you see him? You cannot see. Right? Why you cannot see? Why you cannot see? Question. Why you cannot see super soul in your heart? Actually, you cannot even see yourself also. That's a fact. Both you cannot see. Right? Can you see yourself? You cannot see. Right? You cannot see. But you can, I think it is here in this verse. So here, in this verse, O Bharata, O son of Bharata, as the sun alone illuminates all this universe, so does the living entity, one within the body, illuminate the entire body by consciousness. So in other words, the soul in the body is giving consciousness. You understand? That's why if somebody is fainted or what, the first thing they try to touch whether he is conscious, correct? They touch his pulse, they see whether he is breathing, yes or not? Is it not? Correct? So the word consciousness is symptom of the presence of the soul. Symptom of the presence of the soul in the body is consciousness. You follow? Okay. So when the soul is in the body, then activity is there. Correct? You want to do this thing, moving. 3 stages are there: wakefulness, dreaming, and deep sleep. So the soul goes through these 3 stages with the body. So is it clear now? The position of the soul? Is it clear? So the soul is in the body and it is put in the body because of its previous karma. So sometimes is in the body of a human being, sometimes is in the body of an animal, Sometimes is body of a bird, fish, this, that, demigod. Huh? So the soul in this way is going through its the circulation like this. Like this it is going. Covered by the mode of ignorance in the material nature, the living entity, that means the soul, is sometime male, sometime female, sometime eunuch. You know what is a eunuch? Very popular now. Huh? You don't know? Eunuch means gay. Now they don't use the word eunuch, they use the word gay, more nicer. Right? What? Transgender. Better. Huh? Sometime a human being, sometime demigod, sometime bird, animal and so on. In this way he is wandering within the material world. His acceptance of different types of body is brought about by his activities under the influence of the modes of nature. So this is how this thing is working. Now we are in this body, correct? So we can, when we leave our body, we can go higher, demigod, or we can go lower, or we can retain human. Like this we are going on, circling, like this, wandering. Right? So the soul is very important in the body. The soul is spiritual in nature. It is not material. The soul is spiritual. The soul and the body are two different things. This body is material, and this body cannot work unless the soul is inside. Understand? There's another big controversy. The women especially, they say no, we want to do abortion because it is our body, it is a lump of flesh. Huh? Yes? Yes? I don't know you. So here again question, when does the soul, they ask, go into the body? A big controversy. I had a question like that also. Right? So here, if the soul is not inside, the body cannot grow. That means you cannot do any abortion at any point of time, because the baby is what? You follow? So we have to prove that. To prove that, this is how this thing works. The Supreme Personality of God said, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the result of His work, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter into the womb of a woman through the particle of male semen to assume a particular type of a body. That means the soul, unless he goes into the woman's womb, right? That means it is from the day one. You understand? Remember this thing. Because people ask you questions, correct? Yes? You say, no, let me go to the temple and find out and I come back. So you must know that the soul is entering into the womb. Only when the soul enters, then only the baby can get it. You see the next verse. On the first night, the sperm and ovum mix, and on the fifth night the mixture ferments into a bubble, and on the 10th night it develops a form of a plum, and after that it gradually turns into a lump of flesh or an egg, as the case may be. So on the first night, that means on conception, correct? That means the soul is already what? In a body. You cannot abort. You cannot do this. You follow? So this is a big misconception. They think that the body grows and only at 7 months only the soul will go inside. No. You understand? At the moment there is intercourse, then immediately the soul is there. You follow this point?
The soul is there only when body forms or when the first night? Because
The soul is going into the womb.
but most of the cases it doesn't happen, right?
It doesn't happen, the soul is
Not there.
not that, not only that, it's not that the semen has the soul, but the conception to work, that's a combination. You understand? The semen and the soul is swimming there. Thousands of the souls are swimming to get connected, and sometimes there is no connection. Huh? What? Millions, yes, but then doesn't work. And to get that to work, the super soul has to give sanction. You understand? That's why here, in this verse, that's why you think that you can jump into the bed and then that's it, produce thousands of children. It doesn't work like that. You follow? Yet in the body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor who exists as the overseer and permitter, and is known as the super soul. In other words, without the sanction of God, nothing can. Are you following this thing now? Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? So the soul and the super soul. The soul, under illusion, he thinks he is the doer. You understand? Under illusion, he thinks that, I can do, I can. This is when he is completely covered by Maya. He thinks like that. With the ahankara. But if a person who is intelligent, he understands that God is also sitting in my heart. And if we say yes, it will work. If we say no, it will not work. Understand? You follow this point? Are you following? So this is the difference between the devotee and the non-devotee. The non-devotee does not recognize the Supreme Personality of Godhead inside. He does not understand that he is also soul. But a devotee, he understands that he is a tiny soul and the Lord is sitting with me. You follow? And if we say yes, it will work. If we say no, you understand this point? So therefore, our whole idea now, just like here today, that he understood there is a soul and there is a super soul. You understand? He understands this position. He understood this after 100 years of what? Tapasya. It is not that tomorrow, today you can understand this.
Was it definition understanding? Now we understood.
No, you understood, but the moment you walk out, you will forget. That's the problem. You understood now, yeah, I'm soul, I'm soul, I'm soul. One devotee was arguing in some meeting, you are a soul, you are a soul, you are a soul. He became, you are an asshole. Everybody start rolling. So you know now, but this is knowledge. Understand? This is knowledge. But realization is something else. Understand that? To realize that you are a spirit soul and Krishna is there with me, that requires like this. What is his name? Malaya Dwaja, practicing tapasya for hundreds and hundreds of years, 36,000 years actually. Then he realized that the soul is sitting there and I am also here, and the super soul, I see in the next verse, he will be talking. Understand? God is talking to him. Then his realization is complete. And is always looking toward, just like Prahlad Maharaj is always seeing God inside. You understand? This position is very, very. So therefore, to come to that position, to understand that, we have to come to the temple, to understand that the deity, this is Krishna, this is God, bow down to Him, worship Him, do everything for Him. Correct? So by doing this, worshipping the deity, then we will get purified to understand our position. You understand that I am small, you are big. I am bowing down. That's why Krishna said, you what? Bow down to me, pay homage to me, worship me. Why? Because by doing that, we will understand this God. I am small, God is big. You follow? You understand? I must please Him. I don't want to please myself, I must please. So all these actions are to get us more and more purified. That we understand God and we understand who we are. You follow this point? You understand? Yes? No? Huh? Can you one day sit there with Him? Possible? You can. You can sit with Him. What? You can sit on the altar? Can? Can? Come on, that's nonsense. One day you standing there, instead of God, you standing there with the flute. Can? You open the curtain, it will be probably will beat you up with a broomstick. Understand? It's not possible. You understand? So our position is always, eternally, will be humble servant of. That's why Krishna, what is that verse? Jivere swarupa hoy, Krishnere nitya das. You know, we are eternally servant of God. Finish. So this is the position of a devotee. A devotee will never want to become merging with God, or he don't like. He wants to always be a servant of. That's why our philosophy is what? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Gopin Bhat Pada Kamalayo, Das, 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 Anudas. Our name. What is in our name? Huh? What is the name you get? Das or Dasi. Das means what? So immediately Krishna Das. You understand? Or something Dasi. Eternally you are servant of. So when we give you an initiated name, that's a Krishna Das. That doesn't mean you become Krishna. No. You are servant of. Are you following? Are you following? So this is to ingrain in our consciousness that we are a tiny living entity and we are eternally servant of. We have to realize that. And that requires some, what we say, purification in chanting. That's why the first thing you are chanting, you are to chant what? Tanada api sunichena, correct? To become lower than the straw in the street, to be more tolerant. These are all to give us a humility to understand I am not this body, I am a tiny soul. Correct? You follow? So okay, I think cannot go too much, little at a time now. I think I wasted all my lectures. I am pretty much baffled now. I am confused. You understand? After so long and you don't know you are a spirit soul, you don't know your size, you don't know all these things. This is very, very, very telling. Alright, is it clear now? What is your size? 8 inches. What is your size? Very good. I think we must do some tests here, you know. This is, must start some tests.
Regarding the super soul side, it must be in reference with the human body because there are so many living entities which is less than 8 inches. So how the super soul exists there?
What again? I didn't understand.
The size of the super soul 8 inches. And that should be reference to the human body because there are so many living entities which is a size less than that 8 inches. So how the super soul can be fit into this?
It is 8 inches. 8 inches every size. There's no only human being. Then the gorilla hand 8 inches.
No, actually here, in the purport of the 228, the actual Sanskrit word is Pradesha Matra. Pradesha Matra. So in the purport, Prabhupada explains from the ring fingertip to this one, thumb tip. So that's in the human. So
Is the size like this, and it explained when what's his name, Parikshit Maharaj, correct? When he released the what's his name? Ashwatthama released the Brahmastra, right? Krishna, he saw, he was in the womb, you know, he saw that the Lord was 8 inches Parma coming to fight and cut the Brahmastra. So he saw. You understand?
8 inches is because Pradesha Matra.
What?
Each living entity has its own measurement of Pradesha.
Of course, you know, the Lord is inconceivable. He is also in the size of an ant. Alright? So in there, he still, you know, is 8 inches, but is inconceivable. Understand? Not that he become 8 inches size of the ant.
Actually, it is actually like that.
87.
He is inconceivable in the body of a whale. He is what? Accordingly, he goes into the atom. He says he is also in the Paramanucha, atom. How small is the atom? Still is there. You understand? Follow? So his size is not material 8 inches here. You understand? Even though we have 1/10,000th tip of the hair, he is still inconceivable. You cannot see the soul, not possible, because it is spiritual. You understand this point? It is spiritual. Spiritual thing cannot be compressed to material dimensions. Impossible. But for our understanding, it is said that he is this size. You follow? To give you an impression that he is not small like us. He has got his.
Actually, in the Krishna book, this one, chapter 87 of Krishna book, the answer is that. So,
What is the answer? You can read.
no, Krishna, sorry, Krishna book.
Well, you can read. No, read.
Says that the Vedic literature states the super soul is sitting within the heart of every living entity's body and is as big as a thumb. Therefore, the argument may be put forward: how can something in the size of thumb be accommodated within the heart of an ant? The answer is that the thumb measurement of the super soul is imagined in proportion to the body of the living entity.
So,
But,
he is always bigger than the soul. Period. You understand? He is not the, cannot be. You follow? All spiritual, you know, God is spiritual. He can also become suddenly big, like universal form. Huh? You understand? So that's why the word is inconceivable. You can ano anayan, mahato mahiyan. Smaller than the smallest, bigger than the, that's position of God. Alright, is it very clear now? If somebody asks you, can explain? Can you become God? Huh? Alright, in children class you must put this all there. Can? You must explain the soul, everything. And can you merge with God and lose your individuality? That philosophy. Understand? And the Buddhist philosophy, that something goes, What is the something? What is the something? Huh? There's no something. There's only soul. You follow? So you please understand this thoroughly, because this is very basic. If you don't know the soul, then you cannot understand God. That's not possible. If you think you are the body, then there's no way you can understand God. So you want to understand God, you must understand your position as soul and God's position as super soul. Then love can develop. Because unless there's somebody greater, how you will serve? You will not serve what? Correct? Yes? So therefore this philosophy has to be understood. Actually I wanted to explain many other things. I changed my whole course. I think better we explain these basic things first. Yeah? The reason is why you are not understanding this thing is because you are not reading Prabhupada books. Yes? Are you reading Prabhupada books? Yes? No? Huh? So you must read Prabhupada books. If you don't read, then you cannot understand these things. So my recommendation is that you please make an effort to read at least one sloka or one page a day. That's all. No need to read the whole book. No. One verse. If you don't read, then you will be like this, confused. And why it is dangerous to be like this? Because somebody will talk to you some crazy philosophy, and like this now, you say yes. And your faith will be shaken. You understand? Your faith will be shaken, and you can fall down. You can what? Fall down.
But already fallen.
Huh?
Already fallen.
Yeah, that is humility. You already fallen. When are you going to wake up? Huh? Fallen means, when I say you fall down means, you will lose your what? Service to the Lord. Understand? That is the fallen thing. You fall down means your service to God, Krishna, will be terminated. Do you want that to happen? You want that to happen? No more service, sitting at home watching Bollywood. You want that? You want that? Think. You want that? Dangerous. Because if you go into that position, you will have to take again birth. As we explained, you may have to take birth as an animal, or worse than that. Do you want that? You want that? So therefore we cannot at any time lose our relationship with Krishna. That means I must understand my position thoroughly, that I am servant, eternal servant of Krishna. And if someone speaks some crazy philosophy, you please try to understand them that they have no value. Right? So you can, as I gave class yesterday, the real way to awaken up our intelligence, this is all based on intelligence, you understand? The whole talk yesterday was on intelligence, yeah? To gather the strength, we need to, how you sharpen your intelligence? By what? By hearing from the spiritual master. By what? Hearing. Only by hearing you can get that knowledge to strengthen your convictions. And if the intelligence is not sharpened, then you will fall down. You will what? So please try to gather more intelligence by reading Prabhupada's books. That's all. Okay? Is it clear? Yes? Any questions?
Just now you were talking about the mixture of semen and the old, right? So when the millions of semen which is swimming actually,
What?
millions of semen which is swimming,
Yeah.
every semen has a soul.
Yes.
Every semen.
Yes. If you got no soul, you cannot swim, Prabhu. Anything can move, must have a soul. You understand? So there are millions of souls, they are swimming, and only one or two twins, you know. It is a race of a, you know, they are running, you know, it is explained, you know, what is the million mile race. Yeah, it's so difficult to come to the human platform. You think it's so easy, you swim, then you successfully came and now you want to space out. Think. That's why human life is so valuable. Understand, after so much difficulty we have got this body. And the purpose of this body is to realize God, Krishna. And if we don't take that in seriously, again you have to go and swim. I don't know where you will swim this time. You want to swim in the body of a dog? Tell me. Oh, a cockroach? Huh? So fertilization is such a complex thing, you know, and it's all painful. It's not such an easy thing, you know, to get human. That's why Krishna himself said, this human body is so rare. Why it is so rare? Because it's not so cheap, you know, that tomorrow you die and you take birth as what, Napoleon or something. You know, this soul, so tiny. It comes. It's a science. You understand? That's why Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, how this is working, the foolish cannot understand. Those who are fools, they cannot understand these things. So only devotees can understand this. Why? Because of surrender to a pure devotee. Then Krishna wakes up the intelligence. Alright. Otherwise you forget it, you won't know. You think the whole material body is for enjoyment, the whole thing is, you know, carry on enjoying and enjoying. Huh? And then when we die, there's the other crazy philosophy. When you die, you go back to God, immediately, finish. It's so cheap. Huh? Correct? You do all nonsense. When you die, that's it. Krishna comes and pick you up. Huh? Please. There's a whole science on it. Okay? So it's getting time. Anything else?
Yeah, question is there.
What question?
Chaitanya Prabhu asked question. Hare Krishna Prabhu, does soul and super soul present in the heart, can they communicate? Because they are the same place there.
Yeah, you can communicate provided you become a highly purified soul. When you become a pure devotee, next verse, can you read the next verse? You see here? In this verse, you see, in this way King Malayadwaja attained perfect knowledge because in his pure stage he was directly instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is that? So when you become very pure, then the Lord will talk to you. As Prabhupada also said that, when you become pure, Krishna will talk to you, provided you become a pure devotee. But if it's not pure, then the Lord will also talk to you by externally as the spiritual master. Internally, he will give you intelligence. You understand? So, but when you become pure, then he is talking to you directly. He was directly instructed by the Supreme Personality of God. So it is not a myth that, oh yeah, you know, God will. No. Prabhupada also stressed this point. When you are pure, Krishna will talk to you. Krishna is not so foolish, he will talk to the low class sweeper and all that. Prabhupada gave that example. He will talk to his pure devotees. Understand this point? Prabhupada also say, I was sitting and I was writing and Krishna was dictating. Correct? Yes or not? Did you hear that? He was what? Just dictating and Krishna was speaking. I mean, he was writing and Krishna was speaking. So how you can say such a statement unless he is talking to Krishna? Correct? So that is called a pure devotee of the Lord. So our purpose is to follow the direction of a pure devotee, so that we can also become purified to come to the point of talking to Krishna. Is it clear? Does that answer that question?
That the soul exists in plants and trees also.
Everywhere the soul exists.
Where does it exist?
Huh?
Where does it
In the heart of the plant. The plant also got heart. Understand? It says that I am sitting in the heart of all living entities.
Sometimes we experience some inside voice. What is that?
What? What's that?
Sometimes we experience some inner voice. Some inner voice. So what is that?
Some-
Inner voice.
Inner voice, very dangerous. That's ghost speaking. And not super soul speaking, alright? The ghost speaking. You better be careful, boy. You're hearing inner voice. You are not so pure to hear God speaking to you. This is nonsense.
No, inner voice means
It's something we
Eh?
we want to do something and
What?
inside a calling is there that this is not right, this is not good. Direction.
talking about conscience.
Please. If anybody is talking to you, it's dangerous.
No, it's not talking. Inner voice means like you have a feeling like if I have the intuition like sometimes you want to do something and then something tells you that it's not right or something is going to go bad or something like that. That thing she's asking about. What is that?
Maybe Krishna is giving you some indication.
Yeah, so that is
Just like now, you suppose something going to happen, then for the women, the left eye will be twitching, like Sita.
Woman right.
Huh?
Woman right.
No, woman is left. Listen,
Good thing is left.
yeah, I'm talking of the good thing. No? Why I want to talk woman always bad? For you, all woman is bad. Everything must be bad for them.
for you, right?
Everything for woman is bad. See?
For man is bad.
So, when the woman's left eye is twitching, just like what's her name? Rukmini, right? She sent the news, right? And she was wondering what happened, nothing happening. Then her left eye was twitching, and then the Brahmin came again. Oh, she had confirmed Krishna is there. You understand? So, this is how Krishna gives indication. You follow? Other things are also there. So, you should.
But sometimes we can go into speculation is more right. Sometimes these kind of things we can go into speculation more right.
Yeah, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. That's why you should always read the Shastra. You know, see, you should know when the mind is giving you some crazy information. So we must always check with Shastra. We must always check with Guru. We must always check with Sadhus. So Sadhu, Shastra, Guru is our guideline, not our mind. Because most of the time we are dealing with our mind, and our mind can trick us. Especially women, they are very emotional. You understand? And because they are emotional, they definitely will always be tricked. You follow? Therefore, they need protection. And the man, if he acts like a woman, he is terrible. It's dangerous, actually, he says, dangerous. Because his job is to what? Study this and become spiritually advanced. Two positions are there. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes? No? What? Huh? Understand? Understand or not? So therefore we should always take direction from Sadhu, Shastra and Guru. Very important. Otherwise we will get all mixed up. Dangerous. Okay, any other questions? Is it? Huh? Huh?
Just one last point, merging. So, I was hearing one proper lecture. So he said merging, he gave an example like now let's say the water merges into the river. This water can be evaporated and thrown away. So he said like you can hold dramas, you can burn out. But if you become a fish, you have a physical individuality, you become a fish, you cannot be evaporated and thrown away. You will be in the sea.
Prabhupada is giving the example that you always remain individual. You know, that's the understanding. We cannot at any time become God. That's very clear. We are always tiny living entity, eternally. Okay? Right? God's position is always superior. And when we become pure, we will be able to be communicating with God. This is the understanding. Right? You clear? Clear? Alright. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, and go Premanandi. You got what? 19 comments. Who is commenting here? 19 comments? Huh? It says 19 comments? Huh?